Hi, welcome to day 5 of the 7-day retreat challenge. So far we've talked about the why, the when and the where, the retreat name, what your theme is going to be and what you're promising people, and yesterday we talked about the itinerary and budget. How did you go with those budget sheets I sent you? It is a little bit confusing until you get in the knack of knowing what you've got to include, how to work it out, what your minimum number will be. And I'm always happy if you're stuck with any of that to have a conversation about it and get you planning your budget, and so that you have got a good profit margin, a profit margin that makes you comfortable and makes you happy. So today we're talking about launching and advertising. Oh my gosh, that is the $1 million question. It's a question I get asked most about, and it's one that there's not a really solid answer about. So I'm going to guide you on what I do and what I've seen work. So I always feel quite amazed when people put out retreats, 6 weeks before, and they get bookings, because that's not the norm. It's not the norm that people will see a retreat and have the capacity to make space in their life for it. Unless, of course, your clientele is single, young, with a good income. So in this case, the launching and the advertising always goes at who your target market are and the cost of the retreat. So the rule of thumb I use is retreats that are over 5,000, I always try to put them out at least 12 months before the retreat's going to happen. I know for some of you that will be really difficult, but for me, then I can accept lay-bys. People don't have to stress too much on what they're putting away. They're not having to fund $5,000 in 4 months. They're going to be able to come on your retreat, be comfortable about it, and also have some spending money and not stress about those sorts of things, because there's nothing worse than having someone on a retreat that's really stressing about every little cent that they spend. Can I afford this drink? Because, gee, that will be $3 or $4, and that's a chunk out of my budget. So launching, that time frame. Remember the other day we talked about the when? That's all part of this. So planning on what is that perfect lead time. So as I was saying, over $5,000 I do 12 months. Between $3,000 and $5,000 I try to do between 6 and say 9 or 10 months. Under $3,000 you've got a little bit more room there, so you can do it say 5 or 6 months ahead. So these overlap, but it's up to you to work out what's the perfect time for you. I would say 6 to 12 months for most of them. Like I said, I've seen retreats fill earlier. I've seen retreats that have been advertised 2 years ahead. I've got a prime example, my journey to Europe, which I know I've mentioned before. That's this August, so not this December gone, but the one before in 2014. One of the ladies coming on it, she started putting money in my account every week, every fortnight, to lay by her spot on this trip. She so desperately and is so excited about coming to Europe. She doesn't care where we're even going. She just wants to go to Europe. But she's really planning. She's gone, okay, I've seen this and I'm going to save up for this. And the best way for me to do it is to lay by it. You may not want to offer lay buying, but giving people that opportunity to start saving for something or to putting money away is a really good business practice, I believe, particularly in retreats. And in this day where you go to a travel agent and they want the money more or less up front, it's really good practice to have that time frame for people to plan, and to people that don't just go, oh, I can't go, that's too expensive. Say someone contacted you 9 months ahead and the retreat cost was $4,000. You could say, okay, pay your deposit of say $500. And then each fortnight, it's as little as blah, 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 my maths isn't that good, as this much per fortnight to get you there. Advertising, that's also the $1 million question. I advertise through word of mouth, through Facebook posts, and through boosted posts. I've done Facebook ads. For me personally, they didn't work. I found boosted posts, you could add better pictures and also add more writing. So people are getting in that chunk of what they're seeing on a post of basically what the outline of your retreat is. It's not, I think it's like 80 characters in an advertisement on Facebook, and people just don't see what it's really about. So for me, they're the things that work. Facebook posts, and that's through the networking. And I'm on Facebook a lot, as I know a lot of you are. And using that network and that environment of trust that I've built up, people see my retreats and they go, oh, that'd be awesome. I'll come to that. My trip in April to LA and Mexico is a really small group. There's 3 from here and 3 from New York coming. And we specifically did it that way. And for me, I got my bookings in a couple of weeks. And that's an expensive retreat because of the plane, the aeroplane fare and those sorts of things. So really advertising it to suit your audience. And this is another thing I'm going to keep updating things on the website. As I see new things, as I see methods that work for people, I'm going to be putting it there on the Facebook page too. Because, like I've said before, we don't want to do all this work and nothing come of it. You know, I've planned retreats that haven't got barely any bookings and I've had to cancel because I haven't planned it right. I haven't really thought about my target market. I haven't spent enough time in the launching plan and the advertising plan to be able to do these things. I'd really encourage, if you want a course on launching, to contact Natasha Corbin. She's got a brilliant one that really will help you in your plan to do this. So, huge things, launching and advertising. As I said, they're the most questions I'm asked. There are loads of Facebook marketers out there that can help you. Find one that fits right for you. Find one that when you talk to them, you go, yeah, I like them, I like what they're offering. Or do like I do, take all bits of information from different people. Listen to webinars on it, Facebook advertising, listen to webinars on promoting what you've got, those sorts of things. But like I said in the beginning, there is no hard and fast rule for this. Launching, like I said, I try to do it between 6 and 12 months mostly, out from a retreat. If anyone's my friend on Facebook, I put a post up the other day starting to put out there my 2017 retreats. And I know, like we're in January, but you know, my first retreat next year will be to Japan, to the cherry blossoms. And a journey that will take you right into the heart of what Japanese culture is and what makes them feel the way they do and experience things so eloquently. Then I've got, you know, I'm talking with some other women about these magnificent retreats to Europe and really going on real pilgrimages. It's one of those words I can't say. And really experience things. But all of those retreats are expensive. So starting to put that out there now really will emphasize that they're coming up and people can book and think about it for quite a while. So that's a lot of information, I know. So feel free to PM any questions, put them on the Facebook page, because there is a lot of discussion around launching and advertising. So have a great day. Don't forget to hashtag, and I will see you for day 6 tomorrow. Bye.